principal of Novi High School. Parents, grandparents, family, friends, teachers, stage guests, and volunteers. It is my privilege and absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 58th commencement ceremony of Novi High School. At this time, please silence your cell phones. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Stand as you are able and join us in the singing of our national anthem. Today's commencement ceremony is a culminating celebration for young adults who are destined for greatness. Class of 2026 knows you have left an indelible mark on Novi High School. You have demonstrated leadership for share incredible facts about the graduating of 2026. Within this grad class, we have 19 National Merit finalists in Music Conference. Our Novi Sports Varsity Smash Bros earned yet another state title at the MHSEL State Championships. By defeating Novi to the MHSA regionals for earned second state championship at the 175 pound class. Our baseball team recently earned the KOA championship. Within this grad class, we have 17 student athletes continuing their academic and athletic careers at the collegiate level. One you've probably been asked hundreds of times this year. Who do you want to be? Not what job do you want, not what major are you selecting, but who do you want to be? Because if the last 4 years have taught you anything, it's this. Titles change, that's on you. It is not something that can be and tonight, as I look at you, I don't just see graduates. I see the pulse of Novi High School. You have been the energy in our hallways, the voice in our classrooms, the reason we show up. You are present and able to be set your mind. For me, I see future teachers, doctors, lawyers, dentists, engineers. The list goes on and on. Grows and believe they matter. Let's sit with that for a moment. Be the reason someone smiles, not because it's easy, but because the world needs more light. Be someone, not because you have all to ask better questions. Be the reason someone grows, not by pulling them along, but by walking beside them. Be the reason someone believes they matter. There's too many people walk around If you carry else with you tonight, carry that each and every one place. It can generate integrity. It can shortcuts. Use them to collaborate, to innovate, to challenge your thinking, not to replace opportunities ahead of you. The smartest in the room. They are the most connected. They listen. They build relationships. They make people feel seen. Because at the end of the day, artificial always change who you become. And that, Wildcats, is your superpower. So as you leave here tonight, I challenge you with the following. Leave the world better than when you came into it. When people cross your path in this next chapter, if the answer is yes, Novi High School, but more acknowledge your turn. Acknowledge your turn. Strive to be. Strive to be. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. We will begin, and I'm proud to serve as the class of 2026 Student Council President of Novi High School. Thank you all for joining us tonight as we celebrate a milestone years in the making. Tonight is more than just a ceremony. It is a celebration of every lesson learned, every challenge overcome, and every memory that has made the class of 2026 into who we are today. Before we begin the ceremony, it is my distinct honor to introduce our distinguished stage guests, whose leadership, guidance, and support have made this very moment possible. Starting with the row to my right, members of the Board of Education. President Dr. Danielle Ruskin. Vice President Ms. Jamie Cleveland. Novi High School Principal Ms. Nicole Carter. In the back row to my right, Assistant Superintendent of Talent Management and Development, Dr. Laura Cabrino. Dr. Marcy Aldenstein. Director of Elementary Education, Ms. Laura Bidlack. Director of Employee Relations, Ms. Katie Booth. Director of Mental Health and Wellness, Ms. Rosalie Johnson. Principal of Village Oaks Elementary, Ms. Katie Dickelman. Dean of Students, Village Oaks Elementary, Ms. Fallon Smith. Principal of Orchard Hills Elementary, Jennifer. Principal of Novi Woods Elementary, Ms. Alice Kazee. Dean of Students, Novi Middle School, Ms. Lindsay Radke. Principal of Novi Middle School, Mr. Robert Baker. Education programs and Counselor, Mr. Charlie Richter. class of 2026.
Friends, family, and most importantly, the stars of the show, the class of 2026. Please join me in commemorating our last moments as Novi students who will end up being the best 4 years of my life. Junior jitters and seats, I struggled to listen to that advice. However, I never stopped to think that there would be a last time. I spent the last 4 years trying to remember, and suddenly I'm standing here wishing time would slow down. And maybe that's because this time I actually have to think about what I'm leaving behind. My entire life, I've always been an overpacker. My family thinks it's an issue, but usually if my suitcase looks the first time, I probably forgot something. I always struggle knowing what to pack, and I've realized that deciding what you really need takes reflection. As we are continuously asked to face the unknown, it's time to think about what we've collected. Because what I've come to realize is that we decide what to pack, what to leave behind, and what to carry forward. And with everything in our suitcases, we decide where to go. So I'd like to take a minute and unpack the last 4 years with all of you. In elementary school, we made time capsules trying to predict who we'd someday become. We stood on the stage that didn't nearly feel as big as this one, singing Count on Me next to the people who are now our best friends. Between the fidget spinners, cloud bubbles, and hydro flasks, our rooms are still filled with remnants of trends that faded just as fast as they arrived. Back then, adulthood felt distant. Freshman year, we arrived at Novi High School with our bags locked. Not because we were unprepared, but because we didn't know what we needed. What we did pack was excitement, nerves, and versions of ourselves that were still unfinished. Over time, our bags grew heavier with memories. From our final lift up, to the late nights spent studying, or convincing ourselves we'd start in 5 minutes, then leaving and getting a sweet treat like 6 or 7 minutes later. To finally winning the jump back from trivia. And now, somehow, we're here, trying to fit 18 years of memories, friendships, lessons, failures, and inside jokes into one bag. Standing here now, I struggle most with thinking about what to take out of this. Deciding behind. It means being kind to yourself in a way we don't always. It means letting go of the pressure. And of the belief that we have to carry every version we did to honor our past. It means allowing some things to stay here, not because they don't matter, but because they have already done their job. Some people, paths, and seasons help us grow. All people who brought us these last 4 years. Because each of us
leave my heart open, the stage right here empty days. She told me in the morning she don't feel the same about us in her bones. It seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone. Now be gone, gone tonight. The ground beneath my feet is open wide. The way that I've been holding on too tight, with nothing in between. The story of my life, I take her home. I all night, keep her warm inside. The story of my life, I give her hope. I spend her love until she's broke inside.
approximately 47 school pages a day, we wanted to give something back, meaningful back.
To represent the values of this class and to serve future Novi High School students. This year, as we began discussing our gift, we were also mindful that our school is entering an exciting period better than most of our senior parking spots surviving. We wanted a gift that represents our class's gratitude for the present, or gratitude for the past, pride in the present, and hope for the future.
This year's senior class beyond school spirit, the statue will also be used for advertising student events and become part of school life. Sports, clubs, and other school organizations can sign up to dress the Wildcat to promote their event. For example, the swim team could give it a swim cap and goggles, the student council could dress up for spirit days, and to be honest, we expect someone to try putting it in a complex level.
We hope that this Wildcat becomes more than just a symbol at our entrance, that it becomes a lasting reminder of the spirit, unity, and pride of the class of 2026. Long after we've graduated, we hope future students will see it as a reflection of the community that we were proud to be a part of and the legacy that we leave behind. We hope students will dress it up, take pictures with it, and probably blame each other when someone steals its outfit. Thank you to everyone who helped shape our high school experience and supported us throughout these past 4 years. It has been an honor to give back to a place that has given us so much. Thank you. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat.
Granted to the state of Michigan and Novi Board of Education, I do hereby certify that the candidates for graduation seated before us have met all requirements set forth by the state of Michigan and are fully qualified and prepared to receive their high school diplomas.
Thank you, Principal Carter. It's a sincere pleasure that I accept this class of 2026 from you, fully certified and qualified to receive their Novi High School diplomas. How are you guys doing? Good. I know you're probably thinking, how long is he going to talk? But if we're being honest, you guys are used to like 15-second clips that have somebody making a sandwich. And so this has probably seemed like an eternity already. But I'm going to be short. If I'm going to be frank, there were some challenges that made it difficult for me to get here today, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. You're a special group of people. Had the opportunity to see you grow over the last 4 years, and I remember when you walked into the high school as freshmen, and to see you sitting here today and soon to walk across the stage, it's truly an honor to have been just a tiny, tiny part of your lives over the last 4 years. Principal Carter highlighted a lot of your successes and talents just recently, and those are certainly important, but as a group, you're very thoughtful, you're talented, you're resilient. Most of you are really funny. And despite what a lot of adults say about you and your generation, I think you deeply care about people. But tonight I don't want to just congratulate you, I'd like to offer you a bit of a challenge. Because I think one of the greatest dangers facing your generation is something that people don't talk about very much. It's something that's easy to overlook and miss. And it's the danger of becoming a spectator. Unfortunately, I think we're in a world right now, and if you look around and you see the things that are happening, we see more people spending time watching people live their lives than actually living their own. People are becoming spectators. And I think your generation is uniquely at the greatest risk of all of them. You're watching other people travel, watching other people succeed, watching other people fall in love, become famous, watching other people take risks, scrolling, comparing, commenting, consuming. You see, in an age of artificial intelligence with filters and algorithms, we have a lot of people that are living carefully curated online lives. Sometimes it's so hard to know what's real anymore. You all know this because of all the videos You can generate an image that never happened, a conversation that never occurred, a version of yourself that doesn't actually even exist. So this is the important truth. One day, someday, your life will either become the greater than your virtual life, or your virtual life will become the substitute for your real one. I hope that you understand that the best parts of life still happen in the real world. Not on a screen, not on a comment section, and not behind a filter. Real life happens when you step into the arena, and Principal Carter and I will talk about this. When you try for something that you might fail at, when you actually start a business, when you apply for an opportunity that's really challenging, when you have that difficult conversation that needs to happen, when you create something original or beautiful, when you actually show up for people, when you take ownership of your life instead of spectating from the sidelines. There was a phrase, I was talking with several of you, visiting with some of our students in the East Pittsburgh, and they taught me a phrase, and I actually really like it. I'm sure that you've all heard a lot. It's called touch grass. And honestly, that might be some of the best advice out there right now. Touch grass. Go live a real life. Get outside. Go travel somewhere. Meet people that are different than you. Take risks. Be fully present and do hard things. Build relationships that are deeper than streaks or snaps. And yes, I hope that you fail. Please fail, because failure is not the enemy. A life of failure is. Sometimes I worry that at Novi we haven't done a good enough job teaching you that failure is fully part of the growth process. Some of the most successful, fulfilled, impactful people in the world have failed publicly, awkwardly, and repeatedly before they ever succeeded. Failure teaches us humility and resilience and growth. Failure means that you are actually in the arena. And Novi High School graduates, the world does not need any more spectators. It needs builders, it needs leaders, problem solvers, people with courage, people with empathy, people who are willing to care enough to actually contribute to the world and make it a better place. So Novi High School class of 2026, please don't just consume the world of the arena. Don't spend your life creating a perfect image of yourself. Build a life that you're actually truly proud of. And wherever life takes you next, again, never become a spectator in your own story. I'm so proud of you. I wish you all the best in this next chapter as you take on so many new things. You stand on the shoulders of many Novi High School alumni, many of whom are here today, that are cheering you on. And you have also left a lasting legacy here in Novi, and we thank you for that. We wish you all the very best, and we are so very proud of you. Congratulations. If I could ask President Danielle Ruskin and Principal Carter to please join me at the podium. On behalf of the Novi Community School District Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to confirm you as graduates of Novi High School. Congratulations, your principal, Mr. Cole Carter, and members of the Novi Community School District Board of Education, and I will now begin the distribution of diplomas. To get started, Senior Class Advisor Gabrielle Stresma will move to the lectern, and Ms. Carter and Dr. Danielle Ruskin will join me on the stage.
and Kyle Vu. Executive Board President Annika Patel. Executive Board Vice President Clara Polanski. Executive Board Secretary Elena Bazzi. Executive Board Fundraising and Outreach Coordinator Ishan Thurman. At this time, the class officers will commence with the reading of the graduate's record. Garrett David Carr. Michael Allen. Olivia Allen. Emilio Acosta Casas. Rishka Agarwal. Toshihito Akahane. Zachariah Albelovi. Jared Zarate Olon. Peter Isaac Alswap. Joanna Ambadipudi. Camelia Ajay Anand. Ty Jamal Anderson. Gabriella Ansara. Sara Ansari. Avery Entrovius. Everardo Alaisa Jimenez. Claire Laura Arbuckle. Darren Arslan. Laura Arslan. Julia Arul. Ahana Ashok. Noah Nicholas Azapardi. Lillian Nadine Babcock. Lana Bethany Jean Baird. Harshita Balaji. Lily Gabrielle Molina. Rita Zara Baloch. Gia Banga. Raya Bari. Gabriel Daniel Barker. Ryan Joseph Bird. Hannah Isabel Bursey. Astrid Salinas Sadie Elizabeth Charles. Shubhanu Chatterjee. Odith Chintapalli. Trinity Chidikashi. Sana Cho. Dylan Matthew Christopherson. Sharman Coleman II.
Sean Couples. Renata Avila Munoz. Trisha Rohan Davis. William Jacob Davis. Alina Dora Conrad. Alex Durant. Jack Dietzig. Colin Alexander Edwards. Janani Elvarasu. Solomon and Gaunt. Brian Eugene English Jr. Rebecca Emanuela Esbit.
Pedro Luis Hurtado. Smith.
Yes.
Viraj Patil. Tanisha Paul.
Huh? Yeah, she wore my shoes from yesterday.
William Lloyd Paul.
Hope she wore my shoes.
Pedro Pavan. Morgan Elizabeth Payne. Kevin Deshaun Percy II. Roxymar Perez Chirinos. Caleb Ryan. Sophia Zoe Pineda Vega. Reese Piven. John Michael Placo. Anik Roy.
Please sit, please.
David Matthew Russell. Madison Olivia Ryan. Raymond Saha. Owen Schlicker.